Congratulations on the birth of your baby and on breastfeeding. Why is breastfeeding so important? For many reasons. Your milk is a food for your baby, but it's much more. It contains ingredients key to health and growth that your baby can't get anywhere else. Your milk has live cells that engulf germs to prevent illness. It has growth factors that help your baby's digestive system mature. It has components that help activate your baby's immune system. We are only now starting to understand the many roles your milk plays in your baby's lifelong health and development. Breastfeeding is also important to your health. According to the U.S. Surgeon General, several studies have found the risk of breast and ovarian cancers are higher for women who have never breastfed. The less you breastfeed, the higher your risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other health problems. The more you breastfeed, the less likely you are to suffer from these and many other illnesses. These health effects are some of the reasons the World Health Organization and the American Academy of Pediatrics recommend exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months. After 6 months, they recommend continued breastfeeding along with solid foods for a minimum of 1 to 2 years. But there is more. Breastfeeding also helps deepen your relationship with your baby. It calms and comforts your baby, and it brings you closer. Breastfeeding is important to you and your baby, and Ameda is here to help with products, tools, information, and support. We are dedicated to helping you meet your breastfeeding goals. We know how much breastfeeding matters. The Purely Yours Ultra Breast Pump is ideal for mothers who work full-time or those who just want a fast and easy pumping experience. The portable Purely Yours Ultra Pump and its accessories fit neatly into a sophisticated tote bag. The tote bag and accessories you receive may look different from those you see here. Some models may be available without a carry bag. The discreet and organized system is designed for today's busy mother. The breast pump is lightweight and compact. It weighs only 1 pound, yet offers 8 suction levels and 4 cycle speeds. These dual controls allow you to customize your pump settings to your own body's response. Along with the breast pump, the system includes 6 collection bottles with locking caps and 3 freezer packs that fit neatly into a removable, insulated cooling tote. The breast pump can be powered in 3 ways. An AC adapter is included so you can plug it into an electrical outlet. AC adapters for other countries are also available. The pump can also be powered with 6 standard AA batteries. A car adapter is available in some models and can also be purchased separately. Each Purely Yours Ultra Breast Pump comes complete with a dual hygienic kit milk collection system. This is the world's only breast pump kit with a proven protective barrier that keeps the breast pump and tubing dry while pumping. Mold and bacteria can easily grow in pump tubing when moisture becomes trapped inside it. With proven airlock protection, the solid diaphragm keeps the air from your pump from coming in contact with your milk while pumping. Even if the milk container is turned on its side or upside down, moisture and milk aerosols will not enter the tubing or the pump. With this solid barrier, you don't have to dry or clean the narrow tubing. Ameda's exclusive proven airlock protection helps prevent contamination and simplifies pump care. If your hygienic kit is marked sterile, you may use it right out of the package. If your hygienic kit is not sterile, before using it for the first time, boil those parts of the system that come in contact with your milk for 20 minutes to sanitize them. This includes all parts of the collection kit except adapter cap, tubing, and tubing adapter. After boiling, let these parts air dry. Before pumping, always wash your hands well with soap and water. To assemble the hygienic kit, first insert the diaphragm into the upper chamber of the breast flange. Then, snap the adapter cap, with the tubing attached, onto the top of the upper chamber. Next, hold the white valve carefully by the thick sides, not the flat edge. The valve will compress slightly. Gently push the white valve firmly onto the ring on the underside of the breast flange. The white valve is vital for proper suction and should always be handled very gently. Next, screw the collection bottle into place. And finally, push the tubing adapter, with tubing attached, into the tubing adapter port on the pump. The tubes from both collection kits should be plugged into the tubing adapter. If you single pump and want extra suction, simply remove one tube and close it with the tab on the tubing adapter. When your hygienic kit is assembled, you're ready to use your Purely Yours Ultra breast pump. Start the pump with the suction dial before or after putting the flanges to your breast. Turn the dial clockwise to increase the suction and adjust the suction to the highest level comfortable for you. Next, set the pump speed with the speed dial. Again, turn the dial clockwise to increase the speed. Some mothers find their milk flows faster if they first set their pump speed too high. When you hold the flanges to your breasts, make sure your nipples are centered in the nipple tunnel. Hold them firmly, but gently, to create an airtight seal around your breasts. Flange fit is important for comfort and milk flow. What determines breast flange size and your fit is the width of the flange opening. With a good flange fit, you should see space around your nipple as it moves freely in the tunnel during pumping. If the breast flange is too small, your nipple may rub along the tunnel's sides or move very little. If the flange is too large, too much of the breast may be drawn in, and it may be hard to get a good air seal. For a better fit, Ameda's custom fit flange system offers 7 different breast flange sizes, which adapt to all Ameda breast pumps and kits. If your pump or kit includes more than one flange size, try each one to see which is most comfortable and produces the best milk flow. Flange fit can change over time, so check your flange fit every few weeks. If you have small nipples and the flanges included with your pump kit are too large, a reducing insert or flexi shield may improve your comfort and milk flow. If the breast flanges included are too small, larger sizes are available. These larger sizes, called custom fit flanges, can be purchased separately. When your milk begins to flow, this is known as a letdown or milk release. This natural reflex pushes the milk out of the breast and is the most important part of successful pumping. During each breastfeeding, most mothers have 3 or 4 milk releases, even if they don't feel them. When your milk flows faster, you can use your pump controls to follow your flow. To do this, use the speed dial to find the setting that produces the fastest milk flow. Your best speed setting may vary from one pumping session to the next. When your milk release ends and your milk flow slows, try turning the speed dial clockwise again. A faster speed may trigger the next milk release faster. Many mothers pump more milk in less time by using a faster speed to trigger milk flow and a slower speed to drain it. Repeating these fast then slow speed settings several times is what we call multi-phase pumping, which mimics a baby's nursing pattern at the breast. But these suggestions are just a starting point. Always use the pump settings that work best for you. Ameda's custom control was designed with you in mind. To trigger a milk release, it may also help to gently massage your breasts or apply a warm compress. As you pump, tilt the collection kit down slightly so your milk flows into the bottle. Close your eyes, relax, and imagine your baby nursing at your breast. Dual pumping takes much less time than single pumping. When dual pumping, allow 10 to 15 minutes per session. If you single pump, switch breasts about every 5 to 7 minutes and allow about 20 to 30 minutes total per session. When you finish pumping, turn off the breast pump. Then remove the flanges from your breasts. If necessary, break the suction by inserting a finger between the flange and your breast. When the suction is broken, remove the flange. Finally, unscrew the bottles and screw the locking caps into place. Follow the milk storage guidelines you're given. After each use, clean the breast pump and kit. To clean the pump, simply wipe the casing with a soft, damp cloth. All parts of the hygienic kit that come in contact with your milk should be rinsed in cool water and then washed well in warm, soapy water. The tubing, adapter cap, and tubing adapter will not usually need to be washed because the silicone diaphragm prevents them from coming into contact with your milk. The bottles, flanges, and any inserts may be washed by hand or on the top rack of a dishwasher. The silicone diaphragms and white valves should be washed only by hand in warm, soapy water and rinsed well. Be especially careful with the white valve. The white valve should always be washed and rinsed gently and should never be scrubbed with brushes or anything abrasive. After rinsing, all parts should be air-dried. For mothers who want a manual breast pump, Ameda offers a pump with an award-winning design. The one-hand breast pump handle assembly may be included with your pump kit or it may be purchased separately. The one-hand breast pump attaches easily to your hygienic kit and allows you to achieve multi-phase pumping by simply squeezing its handle. Before you pump, wash your hands well with soap and water. If your pump is marked sterile, you may open and use it right away. If your pump is not marked sterile, boil all of its parts for 20 minutes to sanitize them. Then, let them air dry. To assemble the one-hand breast pump, first fit the piston seal onto the base of the piston. Push the center of the handle down and snap the top of the piston into the groove on the handle. Push the piston into the upper chamber of the breast flange. Pull the handle down and snap the collar around the groove of the breast flange. Gently push the white valve firmly into place onto the ring on the underside of the breast flange. Screw the flange onto the bottle. The handle assembly is attached correctly if the top of the handle is a straight line. The pump can be used with either hand. To begin pumping, grasp the handle with your thumb in front and fingers behind the upper chamber of the breast flange. Place your hand as high as you can on the pump handle with one side of the handle in the groove between your thumb and forefinger. Swivel the handle for wrist comfort. Center your nipple in the breast flange and hold the flange to your breast to make an air seal. Tilt the flange slightly downward so milk flows into the bottle. With the one-hand breast pump, you can control pump suction and pump speed just by squeezing the handle. The harder you squeeze, the stronger its suction. The faster you squeeze, the greater its speed. Begin pumping with a few minutes of fast, gentle squeezes. This may help trigger the letdown reflex or milk release just as your baby does at the start of a breastfeeding. You can also encourage milk release with a warm compress or by massaging your breast with your free hand, either before or during pumping. When your milk begins to flow, use slower, stronger squeezes, never squeezing harder than feels comfortable. With the one-hand breast pump, you can use fast, gentle squeezes to trigger milk release and slow, stronger squeezes to drain the milk faster. This multi-phase pumping mimics a baby at the breast. You can also try the squeeze, hold, and release technique, which may make manual pumping easier. After the faster, gentle squeezes trigger milk release, squeeze the pump handle. Then hold it as your milk flows into the collection bottle. Continue to squeeze and hold while the pump automatically releases suction until you need to stimulate another milk release. Gentle, fast squeezes will once again trigger a milk release. With the one-hand breast pump, each pumping session should take about 20 to 30 minutes, and it's a good idea to switch breasts about every 5 to 7 minutes. When you have finished pumping, simply remove the pump from your breast. Unscrew the collection bottle and screw the locking caps into place. Follow the milk storage guidelines you were given. To clean the one-hand breast pump, take it completely apart. First, remove the white valve carefully by pulling it off by its thick sides, not the flat edge. Next, detach the handle from the breast flange. Then gently pull the piston out of the upper chamber of the flange. Flex the center of the handle and the piston will detach easily. Finally, remove the piston seal. Rinse all parts of the system in cool water. Then wash them in warm, soapy water. Rinse them well and let them air dry.
Hi, I'm Nancy Moorbacher, co-author of Breastfeeding Made Simple, 7 Natural Laws for Nursing Mothers. Let's talk about breast pumping, milk production, and ways to maintain your milk supply when you're away from your baby regularly. Many mothers wonder how much milk they should expect to pump at each session. Let's begin with the factors that can affect milk yield.
One factor that affects milk yield is how long it's been since your last breastfeeding or pumping. Time of day is also a factor. Most mothers pump more milk in the morning than in the evening. How much practice you've had with your pump can also make a difference. Your mood can affect milk yield too. When you're relaxed, you're likely to pump more milk than when you're stressed. If your baby is exclusively breastfed and you're pumping a half hour to an hour after a morning feeding, expect to pump about half a feeding. If you're exclusively breastfeeding and you're pumping for a missed breastfeeding, expect to pump a full feeding. How much is a feeding? This varies during the first month of your baby's life. From about your baby's 3rd to 7th day, an average feeding amount is 1 to 2 ounces or 30 to 60 milliliters. During your baby's 2nd and 3rd weeks, feedings average about 2 to 3 ounces or 60 to 90 milliliters. From about 1 month to about 6 months of age, a baby's growth slows. For this reason, feeding volumes stay fairly stable, averaging about 3 to 5 ounces or 90 to 150 milliliters. No matter what your situation, knowing how milk production works can help you meet your breastfeeding goals. The more often and more fully the milk is drained from your breasts, the faster your breasts make milk. The opposite is also true. The fewer times each day you breastfeed or pump, and the more milk that's left in your breasts, the slower you produce milk. In other words, drained breasts make milk faster, and full breasts make milk slower. If you're employed, attending school, or often away from baby for any reason, something else that's good to know is that between about 1 month and 6 months of age, most babies need about the same amount of milk each day. So after 1 month or so, if you're breastfeeding exclusively and your baby is thriving, you're making about as much milk as your baby will ever need. After this point, all you need to do is keep your milk production steady. At around 6 months, as babies begin to eat more and more other foods, they need less and less milk. From 1 to 6 months of age, at most, babies drink on average somewhere between 25 and 35 ounces or 750 to 1,000 milliliters of milk per day. At an average breastfeeding, babies older than 1 month take about 3 to 5 ounces or 90 to 150 milliliters of milk. If you'll be away from your baby for part of the day, you can decrease the amount of milk your baby needs while you're away by breastfeeding more when you're together. For every extra breastfeeding, your baby will need 3 to 5 ounces or 90 to 150 milliliters less expressed milk that day. If your milk production begins to drop before your baby starts solid foods, there are many ways to boost it. First, think about your daily routine. Have your daily number of milk removals by the baby and the pump stayed stable over time? Are you breastfeeding less when you're at home? Are you pumping less at work? If so, you can make milk faster by breastfeeding or pumping more times each day. What's your longest stretch between milk removals? If it's longer than about 8 hours, shorten it. Remember, full breasts make milk slower. Also, your flange fit can change over time. If your nipples are rubbing on the sides of the flange tunnel during pumping, you may pump more milk with a larger size. Either before or during pumping, try gentle breast massage. Some mothers find this can boost their milk yield right away. Talk to a breastfeeding specialist about other ways to speed milk production. Designed to be used in the hospital, at home, or at work, the complete range of Ameda breastfeeding products can help provide a healthy beginning for both you and your baby. Thank you for watching.